Good morning, Year 8. Today we've got quite a important and could be a little bit of a challenging task. So I've decided to do a video for you, just talking through what we're doing. So if you're confused at any point, you can just come back to this video and just make sure you understand it, okay? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be writing a comparative P paragraph, okay? We're going to start with our point. And our point is a point of comparison. I'll just give you an overview first and then I'll go into it in a bit more detail. Then you're going to introduce your first text, give me the evidence and the analysis from that first text. Then go into your second text to compare it, say how it's similar or different, give me evidence and then analysis of that second text. Okay, so that's how it looks. All right, so I've color coded it for you. Point, evidence analysis from the first text, and then evidence analysis from the second text. All right. Those of you that have gone for using two pieces of evidence, you put two pieces of evidence together like this. You don't alternate between the two. All right, so it's all your evidence and your analysis, and all your evidence and then your analysis for the second text. Okay, so if I just go to the planning sheet, this is really straightforward. Okay, so I've designed this to help you. So this should be your planning sheet. Now, if you've not completed this or your analysis is really lacking, then this is where you have to stop. All right, you can't write anything until your planning sheet is complete. Trying to do this without a planning sheet, it's not going to work. Okay, it's not going to work well. So you start with your points, and your point is a point of comparison. So we can call it a comparative point, all right? But it's still a point, just like in a normal P paragraph. So we're saying something about the poems. So my example here is both poems try to show how much the characters miss their old home by describing the place of origin in a positive manner, all right? I've got my example from Yuba City School. That's my evidence. And then I'm just going to put my notes here of my analysis into some nice sentences, okay? So that's my first evidence from my first text. Then once I've done this analysis here, and I'm going to say, similarly, in Island Man, the island is described as being, and then put my quote in there, whatever I've selected, and then my analysis here goes underneath. So it's PEA, EA, P paragraph, okay? So we're still using a P structure, but we're just making sure because it's comparative, our point is comparative, and then we look at one text and then the other text, and that way we're effectively comparing, okay? Now to help you with that, I've included an example, and this one's been broken down, so you can see at the top, that's the point, very detailed. Then we've got the analysis of the first text, and then we've got the analysis of the second text, all right? And this is based upon one that a student wrote last year that did reasonably well with this, so and they've chosen some nice examples and some mentioned and done some nice developed analysis in there, so that works really well. Also to help you as well is I've got some sentence starters on here for you. So this is the instruction again. You write a beautifully expressed comparative point about both poems. It's actually comparison. Then you introduce your next text, so it even tells you what you can write. In Yuba City School, Jagdick describes grandma singing, for example. Then you use a colon or a comma to put your quotation in. Remember your quotation marks always. And then use your detailed notes from last time to provide lots of lovely analysis of the language. And then there you are. There's some sentence starters to get you going if you're struggling. Okay, so if you've got this and you've got your detailed plan and you've got an example of what it should look like, which you can use to help guide you, then you should be able to do this. And an hour lesson should be enough to write this, okay? Can you please make sure that you submit your comparative P paragraph by the end of the lesson? If you have any specific questions, come back to this video first of all. There's nothing wrong with asking one of your peers, classmates to help you. And if that fails and you're still really confused or you're not getting something or you've got a specific question, please don't ask me a general question like, I don't get it, all right? Because you've got lots of information here to help you. But if you've got a specific question, maybe you're not sure what a technique is, maybe you've got a specific question about a piece of analysis, a point of analysis that you're not sure if it works or not, then you can send me an email, okay? I will expect this to be submitted today. All right, so an hour should be sufficient. If you've not quite finished, you can finish it for homework, but submit it today, please. It shouldn't take you any more than an hour. All right, an hour should definitely be sufficient if you've got a complete plan. If you've not got your complete plan, you must do that before you attempt this. If you attempt this without a plan, it is not going to work. Okay, I hope that's clear to everyone. All right, thank you very much, and I look forward to reading your responses.